to another episode of Outcasts to Icons, and as always, if you are enjoying the series, please do leave a like on the video. Now, in our last episode, we were unceremoniously smashed 7-3 at home by October. Thankfully, we had a little bit of a gap still, but it did take it down to 6 points. We had the chance to pretty much wrap up the title and win it on that exact day. Now, it's been a weird month. We are going to go through the fixtures. As you can see, we have won the title. I may as well just tell you that now. You can see that we did, but I want to explain a little bit as to how we got there, and there's some other things we need to talk about as well that are a little bit strange. So, let's get straight to things. First game of the month, or the episode, was against Atterau, away from home, and personally, I genuinely think we should have done better here. We really have been in a slump lately, and this was just a continuation of that. It really was. You know, they took the lead through Grishin just after half time, and we managed to level up through Kokarchuk, who seems to have found his scoring boots in this sort of second half of the season. But we were just, I would say, the better side overall in this one. But Abelev gave them the lead, and I genuinely thought we were going to lose again. Thankfully, a very, very late equaliser from Malek earned us a point to just sort of keep the Wolves at bay, so to speak. But October did win and put that gap down to 4 points with 3 games to go, and that was a big deal for us, basically. In our next match, though, we managed to do what we needed to do, and that was against Astana, and it was a surprisingly good performance from us. It was a really solid effort. Malek again on the score sheet, Mazriku getting involved there as well, Kokarchuk doing what he does and scoring another goal for us, and of course Leovan scoring as well. This was a strange one in the sense that Djordjevic usually would get on the score sheet in these type of games, but he didn't, and Shetkin managed to get one back for Astana, but a solid 4-1 victory. It almost came out of nowhere, really. We've been quite poor lately, but we just put in a really solid shift and did what we had to do to wrap up the title. I don't know if that was the day that we wrapped it up or not, actually. I can't remember. No, apologies. It was actually the next day that we wrapped up the league, because Aktobi did drop points in that match, and I think that put the league back to, I think they drew with Kairat, and it put the lead back to 6 points, I think, if I remember correctly. And in the next, yeah, it was, yeah. They drew with Kairat and it put the lead back to 6 points. In our next match, we went out to Kairat and we were just awful. Just awful. Goals from Evsiev and Philippe in a sort of quick burst, but they really deserved a lot more than that. We were just shocking. We couldn't get a shot on target for love nor money. We were just poor. Thankfully, we managed to win the title on this day because Aktobi only drew, and it actually meant that we, they cut our lead down to 5 points from 6 points, but it was not enough. And in our losing, we actually ended up. They didn't make a single substitution. That's so weird. I didn't notice that during the game. That's the few times I've seen that happen in this league. It's weird. I guess did they have decent match fitness? It didn't look like they did. Strange. Anyway, in our next match, we had Irtysh, and obviously it was a bit of a game that you could sort of not mug off, but like be a little bit more cushy about things. And as you can see, I tried out a couple of the youngsters. Bekmanov played this one, as did Mangutkin, and they were all right. I mean, I had to take Bekmanov off, but it's going to take a while for them to really get stuck into this kind of thing. And they had a poor game, Irtysh, in this one. They were at home, and beating them away from home like this made me very happy because it kind of gave us a precedent for the final, which we're in today. Kokarchuk gave us the lead on 37 minutes, as he does, and Djordjevic added another on 40 minutes, making it 2-0. All was kind of well there. They then had a man sent off with a few minutes left, and we were 2 goals to the good. We then added a third goal through Simon Bracker, who I think that might have even been his first goal this season. I can't remember. Made it 3-0. It was a really comfortable result, but somehow there was still time for an Insta highlight and a reply from Irtysh, grabbing themselves a late consolation more than anything. But solid stuff there. Now, things we need to talk about: the fact that Tungashbayev, Kotov, and a few other players are all going to be missing the final because they all magically picked up injuries in training in between now and the final, because there was like a 20-day gap between that. It's now the middle of November, so a long way back to the final, basically. But I have decided that this is going to be regardless of what happens, it's going to be the end of our time at Spartak, just because I want to be able to move to a club where we can actually really, like, we've won the league twice in a row now. We hopefully will be able to win the cup today, touch wood, but it's a question of where can we really go from there. Yes, we could grind it out trying to get through Europe, but that's not really what this save's about. So I think it's about time. We've earned a bit of reputation points, you'd have to say. It still says national, our rep, but it must have gone up. It must have done. 2 titles has got to do that to you, and I know that it has, and I'll tell you why I know that. We got another job offer. The second one that we've had in this save, yet again in England, and I think that's because we're English, and unfortunately we're going to get that quite a bit. But it showed that we were improving, because we got offered the job at Crawley Town. Now, in this save currently, Crawley Town were 10th in League 1. So there you go. We got offered the Bolton job when they were bottom of League One last time, and now we got offered a mid-table club. Joe Cole, ironically, was actually the departing manager who'd left to join Brighton, and we were offered the job. We didn't even, like, sometimes you get those ones where it comes up and says that, you know, you're in the running for it, whereas like the odds down the side. We didn't even get that. We just got offered it, or offered an interview rather, but we declined it. But it's shown that we are certainly improving, and also we were listed as one of the candidates in the running for the Exeter City job as well, who are bottom of the Championship at the moment, which is amazing for Exeter City as well. But the fact that we're being linked with Championship jobs is definitely a bonus for me, and I think it's the right time for us to move now, and maybe we can land ourselves at a slightly in a slightly higher rep league. That's sort of where I'm really looking here. We want to make an upward movement. I think this is the perfect time for it because our media handling is good. I've managed to get the squad harmony up a little bit after all that crap, but something else happened, and this for me is proof that the game is completely broken. I'm hoping that it's going to be in my inbox here. Let's just see if I can find it. We want October 23rd. Right, here we go. So this is when we won the league, and it says Spartak Semi qualify for Champions League, right? The same day after that, I get a discussion with Kabazov wanting to leave to join Kairat. In that discussion, he said he wanted to leave because he wanted to play in continental competitions. What the fuck is that about? They're in the Europa League, we're in the Champions League. It's completely broken. So there you go, that's what pissed me off the most. Anyway, let's get back into what we're actually talking about. Let's get into the squad, show you what's happening with that. Top goal scorer is Djordjevic with 24 goals overall. It's fairly freaking solid. I'll show you the league as well in a sec. Kukarchuk up to 15 in the end, which is not bad. Tungish Beyev's unfortunately been disrupted by a lot of injuries. Djordjevic also got 11 assists, fairly decent. 8 man of the match awards is great. Average rating 7.39 for both Kukarchuk and Malek. Key aerial challenges 81 for Kotov. Key passes 118 for Zhukov. He's tailed off a little bit. Key tackles 26 for Kotov. Interceptions 420 for Kotov. Damn, it was value. I swear we had oh, right, okay, 150,000. Someone's dropped in value. That's not good. So there you go. That's how we're doing on that. Now, this is how the league ended up finishing. We ended up with... Oh, that's the relegation playoff. We ended up with 70 points, which is actually 2 more than we got last year. And Toby ended up finishing with less than the runners-up did last year. So that's how Irtysh actually fell away quite considerably towards the end there and very nearly lost that fourth place in the end. Taraz, despite a good little run and getting themselves right up the league, ended up finishing in the relegation playoff anyway, which surprised me a little bit because Kaysar were looking down and done, but they've had a really strong showing. Djordjevic does win the top goal scorer award for the league, which is cool, but unfortunately Latalek wins the top assister. We had 2 players on 9. I think we actually had 3. Kukarchuk is probably going to win player of the year though, which is great to see as well. So there you go on that one. It's the cup final today. It would be lovely to win it and get some silverware going. It'd just be the perfect way to end this little chapter in the save. You know, we've had a good time at Spartak, 2 league titles, and a cup would finish it off. I mean, that's really, really solid. We are going to take our new tactic that we're using with us to the next club. I'll try it out, obviously, in a pre-season. The next episode is going to take me bloody ages to record, so hopefully I'll be able to get it done. But there you go. So that's basically the plan, but we can't be doing with that just yet. We're going to be trying to do this. I might make a new tactic again for a new club. It just depends, you know. If we can get this one to work, then I'll happily stick with it because I had a lot of time on my hands when I was making that tactic, and that is time I simply do not have at the moment. Right, so let's get into the match preview. I can't think of anything else we need to do here. No, we're good. Right, so Irtysh against Spartak in the final. It's a toughie. Are they going to go 4-3-3? Are they really going to try that? Now remember, we were beaten at home by these guys, and it pissed me off. I don't want any more crap like that. Now, as you can see, Kotov is out, Tungish Beyev is out, obviously Jerzy is still out, and a few players are lacking some match finish. Actually, we've got a relatively decent selection to pick from. Let's see. Djordjevic, Zhukov is... I'd be tempted to start him. I honestly would. As good as Mangutkin is, as a youngster, I'd be tempted to start our best player there, really. Have we really not got anyone else? And also, why? We've not played a game for ages. I suppose that's probably because some of them have been playing a few reserve games, but even so, it was ages ago, our last reserve game. Dimitrenko is pissed at me because he wants to leave all the time. He wanted to join like a team that wasn't even in the top half. It was really strange. Yeah, that'll have to do. I will probably bring on Mangutkin though, because Malek is not exactly fully fit, but we might need him in the early stages of this game, basically. And I want to make sure that we've got him available for us. So, Djordjevic, Malek, Zhukov, Mazriku, Zhuzhirov, Kokarchuk, Kabazov, Logvinenko, Sultanov, Kozbayev, and Pavlov in goal. Oh, wow. Defensively, not been great over the last few matches, but that's understandable because we've not been a good side in general. When we play well, the defenders tend to get great ratings, but as you can see, attacking-wise, everyone's still doing a lovely old job. Oh, is that why he has to play? Great. Oh, dear. Okay. The rules for the cup are slightly different, I think, and that is where we've struggled in the past. Hopefully Mangutkin can put in an absolute shift. Make sure everything's good here. Yeah, he's going to have to put in an absolute shift today, basically. Prepared, yep. I don't know who that is, because of the season. Right, they are playing 3 up top, apparently, which is impressive and a little bit ballsy. But in this game, we're not gonna stress. If we go behind, we're gonna just persist with the tactic rather than we're gonna persist with the tactic rather than throwing it onto overload or anything like that. We're just gonna try and go for this. I feel like we've played well enough this season to deserve a cup win as well. I'd like to win a cup competition, basically. 2 titles is fantastic, but I want to try and do the double this year. Since we lost the Super Cup as well, that would have been the perfect treble. But hey, never mind. We actually got a silver award on our page, on our manager profile for that. I'm guessing it's because you come second, I suppose. So a pretty poor start from both sides here, but we're doing what we like to do well. Lots of possession, decent pass completion, and that is, in games where we do that well, generally we play well and we win. But we still need the goals. I'm wondering if maybe, it might end up being a really tight one with a cheeky little goal from Djordjevic could win it for us or something. But that's all we need. Out wide to Mazriku. Yeah, okay, fine, let's close him down. Mazriku. Mangutkin. That was a bit poor from the youngster, but he is only 16 years old, though. And that's important to bear in mind. That's a bit wide, though, thankfully. He won't be able to score from that kind of angle, thankfully. Pavlov makes the stop. For me, that isn't a clear-cut opportunity. He's nowhere near going to be able to score from there. Moldashbayev, such a good player he is. And he's the one we really do have to watch out for tonight. Such a danger man. Well, they've actually played... They've started to come into this quite nicely here, and this is a little bit... Coming up to half-time, they're actually playing really well. It's like they're figuring out our tactics, and I know that doesn't happen in the game, because it just isn't a part of the dynamic, so that's not true. I just wish we could have Ayat Malik on the pitch, frankly. I might have to bring him on for Zhukov in this second half, since they're both... Oh no, shit, are they? Who counts as foreign? Oh great, it doesn't appear. We're going to be careful with our substitutes. The cup is a bastard for that kind of stuff. Let's just go for this. It's still 0-0, that's the main thing. We've just not had the best first half. We're getting plenty of the ball still, and the passing isn't bad, but we're not exactly our domineering self as of late. And we might have to rely on a little bit of luck if we are to win this. But we played so well against... Well, we didn't actually the last time we played them. It's that 4-3-3. We've played well against that system before, though, with this tactic, so I don't feel completely at a loss with that. Oh, come on, don't do something silly now. Zhuzharov, that's it. Just keep the ball. Be calm on it. What is with these... Our touches just seem to have completely deserted us over the last few matches. Djordjevic goes... Oh, that's a terrible effort on goal. Absolutely woeful effort. I don't know, we just seem to be really laggy to all the ball. Every time it's loose, it's just sort of flopping around, and we're never actually making any decent challenges anymore. It's really strange. Look at that! It's so bad! It's been like this. We've had the one game where it hasn't looked like that was the game against Astana, where we were fantastic, but every other game it's just been the same old crap. Loads of really poor touches, getting tackled all the time for no reason. Djordjevic, here we go, into the channel, but he's the striker, and he's the one I want on the end of this, rather. Oh! I thought Zhukov was going to get that. Kokarchuk, recycling it. Mangutkin, Zhukov, Mangutkin. It's a big game for a 16-year-old, and that is a terrible pass from him. There's 3 players, and thank you. Oh, God. 3 of you, and you couldn't just not play that pass. Moldashbayev, make a tackle! Fuck me! Oh. No, he's a very, very good striker, and he's probably the best striker in this division. And the fact that we're behind again! What has happened? I don't understand what's happened. The tactic is the same tactic. All of a sudden it's just stopped working. The teams don't learn your tactics, so I don't want any of that bollocks. Oh, that's weird. We've just not been good enough today. But that's kind of been the story as of late. Like, the Astana game is the one game where we've looked decent. Against Irtysh in the last game of the season, we were good, but not that good. Oh, come on. Over the line from Sultanov, I think, in the end. It's a rare opportunity and a little bit of luck there that we actually needed, but Karim Sultanov has given us the equaliser that we really, really desperately needed. What a cross that is from Zhukov. Amazing save initially, but at least Sultanov was able to sort of squeeze that one over the line at the end. Or at least we're back in the game at 1-1 here. I don't want to go out on a whimper. We're level. We've got, I would say, what we deserve. They've had lot more long shots than we have. We probably should make a substitution right about now. I'm going to try and get him on for Zhukov, provided it will let us. It will, excellent. I didn't know Zhukov wasn't... I thought Zhukov was a domestic player, but okay. Since it's 1-0, I'll wait till like 70th minute before we make our next change. Oh, come on! That looked offside to me. Where is my fullback? Terrible angle and a shocking shot, but my defence seems to be all over the place as of late, and I don't really understand why. Pavlov out wide to Kabazov. I know he doesn't want to be here because he wants to go play continental football in a worse team, so that makes sense. Malek out wide to Kukarchuk. Will immediately lose the ball, and a long ball over the top, and they score. There we go, good stuff. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. It's so difficult to understand what's changed. I don't know what's changed. And it also seems to be very predictable. Like, you knew he was going to lose the ball there, and you knew they'd hit a long ball, and you knew they'd score it. We've not even got a high line. Good goalkeeping there as well. I enjoyed that sweeper keeping. That was fantastic. More of that, please. That's what we need more of. I can't believe we're going to lose this. We literally beat them 10 days ago, 3-1. Kenny Sariev, yeah, alright, get him on. I don't really know what else to do. I'll bring on Braka for Mangutkin, but that's not going to work because it's not going to let us. Of course not. Djordjevic has not been good today. I'm just going to do Glukov for the last few minutes of this game. Oh, come on! Fucking hell. It's just been so much of this, like literally every game. It's disappointing because I really thought that we less than, well, not a week ago, we played them in our last match and was very, very comfortable against them. Admittedly, we had to shift stuff around because of the not the transfers, the cup rules, but even so. Leovan for Kukarchuk, perhaps? I don't know, I'm just clutching at straws here. Fuck it, overload, we may as well. At this stage, it really doesn't make much difference. We've got 2 minutes to go. They've been the better team in a lot of respects in this game, but, well, there's another chance in this one left. At least you're going to win the ball there. We've got another opportunity, Mangutkin. And that's it's going to be a red card, but it's not going to make any difference. He's going to get sent off, but they'll still defend us. Let me just do a push forward. It's not going to make any difference. They've had the 4 clear-cut chances, to be fair. Just a little bit disappointed in us again. We seem to have just been on a terrible run lately, and we've sort of finished the season on a bit of a whimper, but it looked like it was coming back again. You know, the win against them away from home on the last day of the season gave me real confidence coming into this one that we had the beating of them, because they played the same tactic. Right, go to that, just win it. How is Logvinenko now injured? Like, how is he now injured? Have we got another injury? We have, haven't we? Mangutkin. He's just going to get dispossessed immediately. Mazriku. I don't know why he's cut inside there. Mangutkin! Oh my god. How did he miss that? That is a golden opportunity, and that's done it. That miss there has just basically screwed us out of the cup final. Well, not screwed us. It's just a terrible... I mean, I know he's young, but Christ. That was the chance. That was the chance to write his name in history for us there. We've never won the cup, and that's such a shitter. Oh, Christ on a bike. I don't think we've been... I think we've been okay. They've had one more clear cut, we've had one more half chance. They've had a lot of long shots too. For the most part, we've been very good, and it's just not been our day. Again! Like, I don't know how many live comes in a row now that we've just had bottled it performances. And I know we've been on a bit of a shitty run in the league as well, but even so, that was poor. I have not got a good luck in cup finals in general. I don't know if you've noticed that. On most of my saves. Not the European Cup final. We've actually won the only times I've actually ever played in it. But in, like, domestic cup finals, I have terrible form when it actually comes to playing in the finals. It's just one of those things that just happens, which is kind of shitty. I'm a little bit disappointed in us, in all honesty. I thought that was ours for the taking. We've been playing well. I know we had lots of players missing, but even so. And I guess that is going to be contributory. But I thought once Sultanov had leveled for us, we'd really start to kick on in that game. It just never happened. Oh, dear. That's a shame. What's it? No, I hate when it does that, when it cuts off all the fixtures. I was like, when? We didn't win all these matches. But there you go. So that's a little bit... I mean, look, we beat them 6-2 earlier in this season. Anyway, that is going to be our last game in charge of Spartak. I'm going to resign because I actually realise we have another year in the contract, but I just don't know what we'd be able to achieve in that year that would make much difference to us now. So I'm going to look for a new club, hopefully moving onwards and upwards in the world, and we'll have a new club in the next episode, hopefully. So, guys... if you like what you're seeing, and I'm apologising for yet another ridiculous, poor performance, then please do drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Outcast icons and other goodies in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we will be finding ourselves a brand new club. Let's hope things go well. Oh, Jesus. This could take a while. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.